everyone, welcome to my channel Coding Learner. So today we learn how to delete the node at the end of the linked list. So basically we created a temporary node which points to our head initially. It is our first step. First we check that if our head is equals to null, it returns. It means that our linked list is empty and we can't delete any node from it, thus it returns. So next is there is a loop which goes until and unless our temp next is not equals to null. If it is that, then the loop will be break. And let's move forward for now. In the second step, the temp will be points to the temp next, and now the temp points to this node. And next the temp will be our temp next, or the previous temp will be this, and now our new temp will be at here. And we find that our next to next is null. It means that we need to break the loop, and now we save our last node which is temp to next. So this is our last node which points to the null value, and we save it to delete node. And next the temp next will be null. It means that we placed here null, and now we delete our to delete node or the last node. So this is how the function will be goes, and at last our node will be deleted and our linked list is look like that after the deletion at end operation. Now we move forward at the deletion at head, and here initial we want to delete the head node, thus we point to delete node will be point at our head, and we called our head is our head next. So now our head will be this, and now we delete our to delete node, and now after the deletion at the head, our linked list is look like that. So this is the how operation deletion at head is done in our linked list. So let's move forward for the deletion at position. So we give a particular position which we need to be deleted from the linked list. So I take the whole head, and there is a pause which is the position which is given by the user. And first we check if our head is equal to null, then it returns. And we are created a temporary node which points to our head initially, and if our position is 1, then we call our head at delete at head function, or we do the same thing which we are done in the delete at head function, and at last we return if our position is equals to 1. And if it is not, then we initialize a counter int counter, and it initializes by 1, and it runs until unless a temp will be not equals to null, or our count will always be smaller than position minus 1. So it rates every time, and count will be incremented, and after one function we check the values each time. So we want to delete the position third element or a third node. So basically initially our temp will be over here, and after the one iteration of our loop the temp will be over here, and count will be incremented by 1. So now the count value will be 2, and it's again check our temp next is not equals to null. Yes, it is satisfied, and now our count will be smaller than position minus 1. So here the position is 3, and now our count will be 2. So it is smaller, not smaller than our position minus 1. It means that we break the loop, and now the next line which shows that we save the our to delete node at the temp next node. So here to delete node will be pointed at over here, and the next our temp next, our temp is here, and our temp next save the information or save the address of temp next to next node. So our temp next will contain 2002 over here, and we delete our to delete node, and our linked list is look like that. And so that's it about the deletion and position. Let's move. So now we implement our delete operation in our linked list. So first create a delete at tail function. It contains node star head, and I created a node star temp, which is initially points to our head. First we check if our head is equals to null, it means that our linked list is empty. Then we return simply without doing anything. And the next is we write a while loop which goes until and unless a temp next is not equals to null, and each time our temp will be our temp next. After that we create a node star to delete node to delete the node from the tail, and we save it. Temp next is our to delete node, and now our temp next will point at our null, and now we delete our node from the tail. I already saved our tail node at to delete, and now we delete our to delete node. So that's it about the delete at tail. Let's call it delete at tail, and here we provide our head, and we call our display function so that we identify that is our delete at tail is working or not. So as you can see, our tail node will be deleted by using delete at tail function. Initially our linked list is look like that, and initially our linked list contain the 16 at the end of our node node, and after the calling of this delete at tail, our last element is deleted, and this is how the delete at tail will work. Now we define our, let's remove it first. Now we declare a delete at head node function. We take a node star and head, we take the whole head, and if our head is equals to null, then return, and if it is not, then we save our head to delete node which we need to be deleted, and we call our head will be our head next now, and next we delete our to delete node. So that's it about delete add head. Let's call it. Let's run. So as you can see, our head will be deleted, our 2 will be deleted, and now our linked list is look like that. So this is the delete add head function. Now move forward for the delete at position. It contains node star and head and int position. If our head is equals to null, then return. If it is not, then first we check if our position is equals to 1, then we call our delete at head function by giving a head and then return. And if it is not, then we create a node start temp which initially points to our head, and I created the int counter which is 1 initially, and the while loop which run until and unless our temp next is not equals to null, and our count must be smaller than our position minus 1. And now our temp will be our temp next, and each time the count will be incremented. What if we call the position which is the end node, or if our linked list contains 5 nodes and we call to delete at position function for position number 5th. So if our temp next is equals to null, then what we are doing, we are, just a minute, so there is a next as well. If our temp next to next is null, then we are calling a delete at tail function by giving a head and then return. Now if our temp next to next is not equals to null, or it is not the last node of our linked list, then we save our node star to delete will be our temp next, and after that our temp next will store the address of to delete next, and at last we delete our to delete node. So that's it about delete at position. We keep in mind, if our head is equals to null, then we return, and what if our position will be 1, then it means that we delete the node from the first, and it means that our first node is our head. So that's why I call our delete at head function and then return. And if it is not, then we rate our node start temp, and then we having a count 1, and it's run until and unless a temp next to next is not equals to null, or a count will be smaller than position minus 1. And if it is the last node of our linked list, then we call our delete at tail function, because a temp next to next is null. Thus we call it delete at tail function. It means that the the element the node will be deleted which is present at the end of the linked list, and then we return. So, and if it is not, or it is the node to be deleted is a middle of our linked list, then we save a to delete node at a temporary temp to next node, and then our next node will be point at to delete to next, and at last we delete our to delete node. So that's it. Let's check for position number 5. Okay, it's work. It's deleted our last node from our linked list. What if we take a fourth position for the deletion? So again, our fourth position of our linked list is deleted. What if we take our third position? Let's check one by one. Again, we find that the third position will be deleted, and at last we take 1. Okay, our head will be deleted. So at this time, this section will be run for calling the delete at head function and then return. So this is how the deletion operation of our linked list will occur. So that's it. For more videos, please like, share and subscribe.